So Trump cancels Philadelphia Eagles visit to the White House amid a feud with players over racial justice protests. So on Monday, Trump called off the planned visit for Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles because most of the team said that they would not be attending. So instead of just having the players there that were actually there and ready to come, he called it off. Because for Trump, it's all about numbers. And why would he want to hold a party if people weren't going to show up? That would hurt his ego. That would hurt his pride. So he took to Twitter and he said, the Philadelphia Eagles are unable to come to the White House with their full team to be celebrated tomorrow. They disagree with their president because he insists that they proudly stand for the national anthem, hand on heart, in honor of the great men and women of our military and the people of our country. So that's incredibly fascist, and it sounds like a dictator to me. He's really becoming more and more like a dictator. He said he insists that they proudly stand for the national anthem, hand on heart. At what point did the president, who is a public servant, an elected public servant of the people, become a sultan or a king and gain that power to tell his subjects what to do? I mean, he's literally saying right now that he insists that these men proudly stand for the national anthem, hand on heart. So apparently Donald Trump thinks he owns people in this country, that he owns those football players. I know Mike Pence must agree with him. It sounds like, 16-year-olds who just won some kind of a confrontation when Mike Pence tweeted the CNN article about how this new policy had gone into place where they would be fined if they didn't stand for the national anthem. The team would be fined if they didn't stand for the national anthem, or they would, have to stay in the locker room. Mike Pence tweeted that headline from CNN and put hashtag winning, and then put something like a great victory for President Trump. So this is all about hashtag winning for Trump. So instead of being a public servant and a man who cares about the people and saying, hey, Colin Kaepernick, why don't you come have a meeting with me? Let's talk about this issue. Let's talk about, police brutality and police accountability. Let's talk about all these unarmed men who were shot. Tell me about it. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's see if we can right this wrong. That's not his point of view. His point of view is hashtag winning. So I guess if you're Kim Kardashian, you can talk to Donald Trump and have him listen to you. But if you're Colin Kaepernick, guess not. So the irony of this is that not one single Eagles player kneeled during the national anthem during the 2017 season. So there were several Philadelphia Eagles who announced that they would not be visiting the White House for the traditional Super Bowl victory celebration as a protest against President Trump. Among them was Malcolm Jenkins, Torrey Smith, and Chris Long. And I do, again, So I do want to talk about these three men because they are heroes. They are doing more for the community and the citizens than Trump has ever or will ever do. We all know he's hurting us. So that's anyways. So Chris Long also refused to visit the White House last year when he played for the New England Patriots and they won the Super Bowl then. So Malcolm Jenkins. Let's talk about Malcolm Jenkins. He is part of a players coalition that partnered with the NFL to commit at least $90 million to programs combating social inequality. Incredible, incredible. In April, Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz announced that he would match up to $500,000 in donations to raise money to build a sports complex in Haiti. Eagles defensive end Chris Long donated his entire 2017 base salary worth $1 million to charity. So, like, let's reflect on that for a minute. So when you have your conservatives and you have your haters who like to jump on that bandwagon that, what did Trump call them? Son of a bitches. He called them sons of a bitches. And then you get all his constituents like little parrots. Sons of a bitches, sons of a bitches, sons of a bitches. Disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the flag. Disrespecting the veterans, when it was actually a veteran who had told Colin Kaepernick that this is how he should approach the situation to raise awareness for, police brutality, police accountability, and all these people being shot, unarmed people being shot. It was a veteran who told him to do this, to take the knee. There are veterans who say, I fought for this country so that the citizens will have the freedom to take a knee if they want, to protest if they want, to raise awareness for injustices. That's why I fought for this country. That's why men have died for this country, for freedom, for the freedom of the people in the country. Not for Donald J. Trump, #winning, to insist like some kind of a dictator that people do exactly as he says. So, yeah. When you have your conservatives who start calling the players sons of a bitches, I wish that they knew or cared or could just for 1 minute become a human instead of a Republican and say, wow, Chris Long donated $1 million to charity. That's amazing. $90 million, Malcolm Jenkins, to programs combating social inequality. That's amazing. These are heroes. These are good men. But no. Because it's very shallow, it's very surface. Whatever the president says, it infects people like a disease, his base, and they just regurgitate it. And it's so destructive to the country. It's so destructive and divisive. I feel like the general public has just become so brainwashed. Like, what about critical thinking and free thinking? When did people stop thinking for themselves? Probably a long time ago. Politically, this is a really stupid move by Trump as well. Trump won Pennsylvania in 2016 only by 69,000 votes. And he got a decent number of votes in the suburbs outside of Philadelphia, where they are diehard Eagle fans. So you keep burning those bridges.